Team Cherry versus Team War. Welcome inside the Sleeman Center in Guelph, Ontario, home of the Guelph Storm. Jeff Merrick alongside Colby Armstrong and Todd Warner. I always love this event because we get a chance, Colby, to talk about your experiences playing at this game. How much did this one mean to you?
Yeah, it was huge. You know, for me, I obviously got to play midget AAA. That was kind of the first team I ever really made until moving on to junior. But I was a 6th-round pick in the Western Hockey League. So for me, playing on a good team.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that! Look at this flashback.
You can barely fit
Holy,
in that
get some
bucket.
Windshield washer fluid for that monster visor.
The visor up, bud.
Yeah, it was a great experience for me. You know, at the time, no real internet or Twitter. And using wood sticks, as you can see.
Yeah, buddy.
But to see like Jason Spezza and some of these guys that we read about in the hockey news, and that's the only way we could see them. So for me, that experience was huge, just to kind of feel like what it was like to be on that stage.
You've done a number of these games with us now, Todd. What's been some of your big takeaways from this event? Any players stand out? Konechny had a big game.
Yeah, Konechny's one of the guys
Niagara a couple
that,
of years ago.
You know, you talk about guys that need to have a good game to kind of get back in the picture. Konechny was one of those guys. You know, a number of guys that maybe have lost their way a little bit. Injuries get in the way of their development, and so this is a game where they can get their name back out there to all the scouts and GMs.
You know, in a lot of ways, last year was Nico versus Nolan. It was Nico Hischier versus Nolan Patrick, and perhaps the best player in the entire game was Henry Jokiharju with the Portland Winterhawks, who ended up going to the Chicago Blackhawks. That's who ended up drafting him. So as much as you may position this as the game about the stars, don't be surprised if someone who's not exactly a household name kind of comes out of the blue.
I look forward to that.
And surprises everybody. Jeff Merrick alongside Colby Armstrong and Todd Warner. Very much look forward to this game, the 2018 Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game. We take you now to the PA announcer.
Now, fans, please remain standing and join Rachel Guthrie in the singing of the American and Canadian national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you.
Some big names, some big talent on display, whether it's Svechnikov, whether it's Zadina, whether it's Bouchard, whether it's Saren Noel, whether it's one of the goaltenders, Alexis Gravel of the Halifax Mooseheads, one of 4 Mooseheads. There's Saren Noel of the Oshawa Generals, big hulking power forward. And there is Andrei Svechnikov of the Barrie Colts. Can he rise to challenge for the top spots in the NHL Draft in Dallas? One of the questions that this game will go to answer. We go ringside now. Rob Fuld standing by with Joe Veleno.
Joe, as captain of Team Cherry, you're on a team with terrific hockey players. What is it you want to do in this game tonight?
Obviously, you want to prove yourself, and I think the rest of the guys want to do, why you belong here. And we've been all chosen for a reason, so I think we're going to, go out tonight and, show what we really are.
You get traded from St. John to Drummondville. How's the adjustment been for you?
Yeah, it's been a good change. I think I'm in a good spot, and being coached by Dom, it's a really strong opportunity, really good opportunity, and I'm liking it so far.
What kind of pace do you expect early in this game?
It's going to be a fast, skilled game, I think, today. We're all skilled players, we're all fast, and it's going to be an exciting one.
Thanks very much.
Yep, thank you.
Joe Veleno, he's the captain of Team Cherry. Well, these guys have been chomping at the bit for this. They are 2 top prospects in their own right, RJ Broadhead and Sam Cosentino.
Thank you, Rob. 18 players from the OHL, 16 from the QMJHL, and 6 from the WHL. And the starting goalies are brought to you by CI Investments. In goal for Team Cherry to begin, it's Olivier Rodrigue. He's 17 years old. He's from Chicoutimi, plays with Drummondville, and he's the number 2 ranked goalie among North American goaltenders. His last game was Saturday. That was a shutout, so he comes in on a hot streak. Alexis Gravel is from Asbestos, Quebec. He plays for the Halifax Mooseheads. He's the number 1 ranked North American goaltender, and he saw Nico Hischier go through this whole process last year as a member of the Halifax Mooseheads. It's his turn along with 3 of his teammates. Andrei Svechnikov, Sam, has played just 24 games in the Ontario Hockey League, so this could be a big one for him.
Yeah, it sure could. And I think he's a guy that's sitting there and he's saying, hey, I hear all this stuff about Rasmus Dahl, and you know what? I'm going to use this game as a springboard to try and get into that number 1 overall conversation. And let me tell you, it won't be easy, but this guy will give it his best.
Big contrast, his centerman is Ryan McLeod, who's now in his 3rd season. And he's played, when you combine regular season and the playoffs, over 200 games in the Ontario Hockey League. Svechnikov just 24, but this line of McLeod, Svechnikov, and Kirill Nizhnikov are creating some offense thanks to Kalen Addison. The Lethbridge Hurricane defenseman fired it at the net a couple of times, and Team Cherry has the puck now. It's sent over to Ty Dellandrea of the Flint Firebirds. He tried to center it, and the captain of Team Orr, that's Ty Smith of the Spokane Chiefs, he was able to knock the puck away. Kalen Addison loses it to Dellandrea, but the puck kept sliding, so he couldn't get a shot away. Ty Smith and Kalen Addison, they've known each other since they were about 8 years old. They've been defense partners for Team Canada at various events. They were the top 2 picks in the 2016 Bantam Draft, so their career paths are mirroring each other.
And they absolutely love playing together with one another because they have great chemistry. They know what each one is doing.
Turnover, Sarah Noel. He tried to drop it back. Might have been looking for his Oshawa Generals teammate, Alan McShane. They've been talking over the last couple of days how much chemistry they have. They're out there with Cole Fonstad of the Prince Albert Raiders. Fonstad just sends that puck in deep. Noel, he's 6'5", tried to throw a hit, and McShane picked the pocket of Barrett Hayton, but he can't go anywhere with it. Noel was still on the other side of the blue line. McShane stayed with it, got it inside the Team Cherry end momentarily. Now it's rifled down into the Team Orr end, and Alexis Gravel catches with his right hand, and a big smile on his face on Tuesday, saying he loves when shooters think it's the blocker and he can catch that puck. Anderson McDonald of the Moncton Wildcats, straight up the middle. This is the Rimouski forward, Dmitry Zagorodny, and he's doing some good work in deep.
Playing for Serge Beausoleil and the Rimouski Oceanic, and the guy that they really feel is part of their new draft process, where they worry more about character and compete than they do talent.
Team Cherry hemmed in again. Joe Veleno trying to find somebody open. Pass Pass comes up the middle, just out of the reach of the speedy Gabriel Fortier, and Luca Berzan, now a member of the Brandon Wheat Kings. Tried a backhand shot. Rodrigue kicked that aside, and his Drummondville teammate now. Joe Valeno was able to get the puck down into Timor's end.
A good acceleration by Berzan as he turned the corner, cut it to the net. Bad angle shot, but still you can see some of the speed in those first couple of steps.
Good pace here in Guelph. Kurashev sends the puck over to, that was Eric Florchuk who had the great chance. Now it's Svechnikov the other way, so the 14s are doing some work. There's a shot from Ty Smith, a good redirect by Liam Fuda in front of the goal, and Rodrigue had to be careful. Ryan McLeod straight off the bench over to Svechnikov. McLeod got it back and just put it wide. Another shot goes wide of the net. Rodrigue, he was asked about not being 6'4" as a goaltender. He said doesn't matter as long as he stops more pucks than the goalies who are 6'4".
Yeah, I love that. I love that competitiveness, and I think Michael DiPietro should be a great inspiration for everyone, taken 64th overall last year by the Vancouver Canucks in the NHL Draft. A lot of good chances here early on, and it's Team Cherry that's able to transition here through neutral zone, a 3-wide drive. The puck gets to the far side. Florchuk takes advantage of it. Gravel, though, so calm back there and didn't give away much. McLeod comes back the other way, his backhand just missing as he goes to the left pad of Rodrigue.
Plenty of chances early on. McShane. Oshawa Generals second-year forward, stick handling all the way in. Tried to center it. The puck was elevated. Nobody could get to it. Jared McIsaac, Halifax Moosehead and Truro, Nova Scotia native. He threw a hit in there. Biggest hit so far. Noel, there's a good move. The big man right down to the goal, and the last line of defense stopped him. Olivier Rodrigue took one away from Noel.
Suren Noel's dad Dean played in the CFL, and you can see he's got that big body, cuts it to the middle of the ice. What goes along with that big body? Excellent speed. And how about these mitts to cut it to the inside and then back to the forehand? His stick was tangled with at the end. He couldn't get enough on that shot. Just a little sampling there from Suren Noel of the Oshawa Generals.
Xavier Bernard, another member of the Drummondville Voltigeurs. There's three of them here. Kevin Ball tried a shot. That's off Zadina, and Ball's hustling back. Zadina couldn't locate it immediately. Zadina has most goals of anyone here, 27 of them, and only 6 have been special teams. Shot from the line, that doesn't get through. Xavier Bouchard, a Como defenseman. His shot, that couldn't get through either. Too much traffic in front of the goal, but it's stolen by Igor Sokolov. And Philip Zadina made a good move and a quick shot. Gravel, he does not want Zadina to score on him, his Halifax Mooseheads teammate.
Well, he's seen that movie once or twice before in practice for sure.
He gave a good scouting report on all the Mooseheads who are here. Said Grew has a really good shot, but it's so tough to read Zadina's release. And that was a good example of it.
Well, if you watch this game last year and then you're a National Hockey League fan and you tune into what's happening there, here's some of the guys you would have seen who participated in this game that have played in the NHL. Nico Hischier and Nolan Patrick remained there. Tyler Yamamoto had an opportunity to get into his 9 games with the Oilers. Owen Tippett was 7 in Florida. And Alex Formanton, a second rounder, got into 1 game before being sent back to London to continue his development.
Berzan, a good move along the boards. And he's tracked down by Fortier, who has that great speed. Aiden Dudas wearing number 18. He's from Parry Sound, which is Bobby Orr's hometown. Plays with Owen Sound. Dudas moves it back to the blue line. That shot goes wide of the goal. Berzan can't get it out. There's the speedy Dudas. Smallest player here, listed at 5'7½". Ryan Merkley. 12 Storm fans here in attendance would love to see their points leader get one. Bouncing puck. Valeno can't control it. It's back on the stick of Ryan Merkley. He led the Storm in scoring as a 16-year-old, and he's leading again in his second year in the Ontario Hockey League.
Boy, just an amazing talent, Ryan Merkley. And yes, he's listed as a defenseman. When you watch him play, you might extend that forward sheet to include 4 guys because he loves to get up on the rush.
Gets in front of Svechnikov that time and forced him to dump it in. McLeod to Nizhnikov. Svechnikov centering it. Team Cherry had plenty of support right in front of their own goal. Florchuk loses it to McLeod. Nizhnikov looking for it. It gets to the front of the net again, but Svechnikov just has to knock it down to the corner. McIsaac. He knew McLeod was down there. He left it, though. Nizhnikov behind the goal. Svechnikov. He's handled by Evan Bouchard, and McIsaac was heading to the front of the net. The puck went to where he had just vacated. Philip Kurashev. He's from Switzerland, plays with the Quebec Remparts, moves it back to Xavier Bouchard. Florchuk, the lone Western Hockey League representative on Team Cherry. Only 6 WHL players, 5 of them on Team Orr, and just Florchuk on Team Cherry, and he has the closest to a goal we've seen so far. Cole Fonstad from Estevan, Saskatchewan, the lone Saskatchewan representative. Long shot from the line, the rebound. A couple of great saves by Rodrigue, including that rebound in tight. Sarah Noel's had some good chances, too.
Rodrigue did a nice job of closing up that 5-hole by dragging the glove across it to make the save.
Puck sent down the ice, and this will be icing. Lots of chances, but no goals so far in the 2018 Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game.
Alexis Gravel is the #1 rated goalie by National Hockey League Central Scouting. He plays for the Halifax Mooseheads, and a couple of neat stories surrounding him in that he played his minor hockey with Mississauga, although he was from Quebec, and his mother got moved around in a job, kept going from back and forth from province to province. Meanwhile, his dad, a Montreal Canadiens third-round pick in 1987, had a 12-year pro career in Europe, and Gravel has lived in Italy, he's lived in Montreal, Mississauga, all over the place, and this game has taken him here to Guelph.
Funny moment on Tuesday. He was talking about that and said he had a choice. He could pick the OHL or QMJHL and decided to pick the QMJHL. And Ryan McLeod was eavesdropping and said, yeah, because it's an easier league.
Wow.
Gravel didn't like that. But they had some fun with it. No shots on Alexis Gravel as of yet.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, because you look at him and he's had 50 games last year with the Halifax Mooseheads, and then he comes into the season this year, thinks things are going to be a little easier, and has a come-to-Jesus moment a short time ago and really reset himself. New eating habits, new workout habits.
Ty Dellandrea got down to big Kevin Ball, who's wearing number 88, playing on Team Orr, which is coached by number 88, Eric Lindros. And wouldn't you know it, Eric has to look up to the 17-year-old Kevin Ball. 6'6" 1/4", 230 pounds already at 17. Good, solid defenseman for the Ottawa 67s.
And moves extremely well for a big guy.
Anderson McDonald. He has the most goals on Team Orr. They've had the better chances in the game. They've had the only shots in the game. Maybe another one coming. Zavgorodny couldn't get that through. Picked up by Evan Bouchard. Plays it along the boards. That gets past Sokolov. Picked up quickly by Ty Smith. Tried to bank it off the boards, but Zadina read the play, and he gets the low shot. There's the first shot on Gravel, and it had to come from his teammate. Berzan. He's headed the other way. Another shot on Olivier Rodrigue, and another save for the Voltigeur goaltender. Giovanni Velati, number 12 back there. Kitchener Ranger defenseman, defended well. Xavier Bouchard, he's the only non-OHL defenseman on Team Cherry. And on Team Orr, Kevin Ball's the only OHL defenseman. Barrett Hayton, playing on the #1 team in the CHL, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Gave it to Zadina. That's a smart play. He got it on net again. Another save for Gravel. Bouchard fired it just wide of the net. McIsaac. He's trying to find somebody open on Team Orr. Decides to bank it off the boards, and that worked out just fine.
Oh,
Liam Fuda of the London Knights comes in.
The old scary middle outlet play right in front of your own net.
Fuda, terrific in off-ice and on-ice testing, and he was a late add to this game, but he's making the most of it. Dobson to Fuda, and he got a good chance. Cherry defended. Dudas has a burst of speed. Dudas walks right in. He tried to shelf it. He had that lane open up. Put it a little too high. Svechnikov at center ice. There's Dudas again. He came back and lifted the stick of Svechnikov.
My goodness, he's a walking cup of coffee, this guy. He's got a ton of energy.
Another late ad, but he's one of 10 players, point per game. Makes a pass to Veleno, and he was trying to get into the net. He was hooked by Ryan McLeod, and it's a penalty. A power play at the Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game, and it's Team Cherry getting the man advantage next.
Well, this gentleman needs very little introduction behind Team Cherry. Don, give me an idea of the words you told these guys before they came out for this game.
Well, you had to work hard. That's the name of the thing. You can't start telling them strategy and stuff like that. You're just thrown together for a couple of days. Work hard, shoot the puck, get in front of the net. The old story. As all the interviews, the kids say, put it in deep. We got to get going.
Pucks in deep. There you go. There's another guy over here who's just going to go into the American Hockey League Hall of Fame. Brian Kilray, you've been involved with this for a long time. Another great honor for you.
Well, it is, and it's just a pleasure being associated with the kids and Don Cherry. I mean, the game means a lot to him, but it means an awful lot to the Canadian Hockey League.
I'll let you guys go back to work.
Thank you.
And they can go to work. It's a power play, so maybe the first goal of the game on the horizon. Joe Veleno wins the faceoff, and Ryan Merkley with that great vision over to Nico Gross. His slap shot was right on, but Alex Gravel got over in plenty of time and made the save.
Well, Gross waited for just a little bit. He was hoping some traffic would get in front of the net, and on the D-to-D pass, because the faceoff was won so cleanly, no one was able to get over there to create a disturbance for Alex Gravel.
Number 66 out there on the power play, and number 88 out there on the penalty kill. So Nico Gross wears 66. And we already talked about Kevin Ball wearing 88. He said he saw a hockey card, and like Derek Lindros, his dad told him he's a big physical guy like you. So he said number 88 is the number I'm going to take. Veleno over to Merkley. He has such great vision, and McDonald may be aware of it. He didn't give Merkley any chance to work. Fortier tried to center it. Ty Smith guarded the puck to get it out of a danger zone. Ty Smith comes up with it again. He'll wrap this around. Doesn't have quite enough to get out. So Gross keeps it in for Team Cherry. Side of the net, Joe Veleno tried to go short side. Gravel knew that was the only spot he had and made that stop too.
Well, Joe Veleno traded from the St. John Sea Dogs, where he had to be the #1 guy, and gets over to Drummondville, where he has a little bit more support, really starting to score now. You look at Ryan Merkley, one of the key assets to his game is his ability to walk the line, and he just shows no panic whatsoever. Here he is in a game against the Kingston Frontenacs, diddly-doodling around. Okay, there, scores, teddy bears, come on down, here we go. I mean, something else this guy is in terms of his talent.
Rasmus Sandin. He's from Sweden, plays with Sault Ste. Marie. Evan Bouchard out there, and he leads the London Knights in scoring. Kapkar down to the corner. Sandin over to Bouchard. That slap shot is stopped by Gravel, whose workload is all of a sudden increased. Not a surprise with this power play going on. Lorchuk drops it back for Sandin, and there's McIsaac to get the puck down the ice. Quick glance up at the clock. 25 seconds to go in the power play.
Team Moore just attacking that blue line, not allowing Team Cherry to get past it, and that's such a key on the penalty kill. You see a lot more of it these days in the NHL.
Number 44 for Team Cherry in red is Akil Thomas. Plays with the Niagara Ice Dogs, second on the team in scoring. Bouchard to Bouchard. That's a good combination back there. Xavier over to Evan. They got another shot, and it'll be sent down the ice. Rodrigue plays the puck over to Xavier Bouchard. Now it's Evan behind his own net, and he turned 18 in October, captain of the London Knights. Not many players in this game. They're either in their first or second year for the most part. A couple of third-year players, including Bouchard, but it's rare for someone to be the captain of their team. Tells you what kind of leadership Evan Bouchard has. Kevin Ball kicks that one down to the corner. He wants to play physical. Threw a hit on Thomas. Cameron Hillis. He plays right here at the Sleeman Center with the Guelph Storm. He's second on the team in scoring. So the top two scorers of the Storm are in this game with Ryan Merkley and Cam Hillis.
Think about Nate Schnarr and Isaac Radcliffe and Owen Lalonde, a really good young team starting to develop here in Guelph.
Pass to Akil Thomas. Hayton catching up, chomps at it. Puck was up too high, ran out of real estate to get a shot. Ty Smith trying to stay with Hayton. Works his way all the way up to the blue line and still has it, and Ty Smith's right there with him. Bellotti trying to cut to the middle. There's the goal! The first of the game! And it's scored by Team Cherry. Igor Sokolov gets it.
Cape Breton Screaming Eagles, and a guy who, big right shot, power forward type of player, plays for Marc-Andre Dumont in Cape Breton. Takes advantage of an opportunity where this rebound comes out to a perfect spot. And Sokolov has it right on his stick. Everyone's wondering where it is. The progression to the front of the net is stopped. Sokolov simply spins, right shot. It's on his forehand, lets it go in a hurry, and surprises Gravel.
Here they come again. Zadina tried to center it. Lots of traffic in Gravel's crease, and it's Sokolov there again. Smith kicks this one up ahead. Merkley first to it, but it's picked off by McLeod. Svechnikov waits, finds Nizhnikov. His shot blocked by Nico Gross. Ryan McLeod of the Mississauga Steelheads spotted Ty Smith. He was starting to cut down toward the net, and he went back to the blue line. Svechnikov rolls it over to McLeod. Nizhnikov, he's down low. It's been an effective line for Timor. His trio up front. Smith's shot blocked by Zadina. Now Smith has to get back. The dangerous Zadina coming in, and he wrestled him down. Didn't allow him to get a very good shot, and play continues on.
Oh, a couple of whacks in the back of the leg by Zadina thereafter, too. He didn't like that.
And almost an Andrei Svechnikov breakaway. Knocked it down with a high stick. A Team Cherry lead here in the first in Guelph.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center. Jeff Merrick, Colby Armstrong, Todd Warner, Team Cherry with the one. Bobby Orr's number is round. What do you make so far?
Well, I think what we make so far, or what I do anyways, is something we've seen often in this game is early chemistry and early guys getting used to playing with different line mates. So that'll take some time to even out, but I think we're just seeing them fine-tuning it a little bit on their lines.
And we talked to Eric Lindros this morning about just these kids opening up and having to communicate with each other and narrow the gap between that chemistry as early as they can. That's important, I think. So.
Some standouts early. Sarah Noel, Noah Dobson looking real good. Yep. RJ.
And Igor Sokolov with the goal. It was a 6-0 shot advantage for Timor at one point. Since that, it's 8-1 in favor of Team Cherry, including power play time and a goal.
Giovanni Vellotti picks up an assist, an injury replacement, so coming in from the Kitchener Rangers at the last second, he and Barrett Hayton drawing the assist on the Sokolov goal.
Off the face-off, another chance. Olivier Rodrigue has been very solid for Team Cherry after that early surge from Timor. Dudas centers the puck. Lots of bodies there. Nobody in the red sweater can come up with it. Dmitry Zavgorodny sidesteps a hit attempt from Rasmus Sandin. There's Dudas. Tracks down the puck. He's in. He scores. Welcome to the game, Aiden Dudas. A late ad, and he's taking advantage of it. It's 2-0 Team Cherry.
Well, how about that? The ball of energy gets it done from Owen Sound, Aiden Dudas. He was sitting in math class on Tuesday in Miss Kibble's class. He's got a phone call from General Manager Dale DeGray. Said, hey, Miss, can I take this? She said, yeah, okay. He walked back in, packed his bags, and he surely packed his stick. How about Aiden Dudas? In all alone, finally flattens the puck, gets it under control, and finds the 5-hole.
Here's a player so far that is going to garner a little bit of attention over the next few months. Came in ranked 131st among North American skaters. But every time he's been on the ice, stuff has happened, and a breakaway goal is impressive.
Well, good thing he answered that call from Dale DeGray while sitting in math class. Said, see you guys, gotta go. Pack the bags, off to Guelph.
Smallest player on the ice. 5'7.5". Here comes Florchuk, centers it. Team Cherry pouring it on. Gravel had to be acrobatic to make the stop. Kurashev another chance. That just goes wide. Laddie, he tried to center it. Kurashev couldn't come up with it. And Team Orr desperate to get the puck out. Fuda sends it into Team Cherry's end. Dudas was talking this morning after the morning skate about smaller players, and player he mentioned, and it's very recent, is Alex DeBrincat. And he's opened a lot of eyes with his size and scoring ability and given the smaller players a chance. Another goal. This time it's Ty Dellandrea, and Team Cherry is rolling, now up 3-0.
Well, it's interesting, we're seeing so many right shots in this game, on defense but on the forward group as well. The first goal as a result of a loose puck. Sokolov spins and fires it. He's a right shot. Dudas made it 2-0, and then here in this particular situation, it's Ty Dellandrea, who has himself parked in front of the net. Good retrieval to get a second opportunity, and with Dellandrea right there, Team Orr is caught puck watching. The puck comes right out to him. Look at everyone looking back behind the net. No one's taking care of Dellandrea in front of the net, and he buries it for the 3-0 lead.
2 goals in 47 seconds. 3-0 lead. Dellandrea flying around now. The Flint Firebird back to the blue line. Gross gets it over to Merkley. Gives it right back to Gross. A deflection. And what a shift for Ty Dellandrea. That's 2 quick ones for him. You got to leave him out there to try for 3, don't you?
Yeah, let him get by the bench, get the glove taps, and send him right back out there. Wow, the hand-eye coordination simply phenomenal, and Don is loving it on the bench. His team won last year after a 6-game losing streak. And here it's Nico Gross. Simply from the middle of the ice. It looks like this puck is going wide. You can see Gravel moving towards that glove side, but with Dellandrea there, he tips it and brings it back in with the blade, beating Gravel, a 4-0 Cherry lead.
2 goals in 20 seconds for Ty Dellandrea. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first period. That great start for Team Orr is a distant memory. More coming. Zadina a chance. Svechnikov knocks that puck to the boards, but Team Cherry's feeling it now. They're firing everything at the net. They're getting to the pucks. That one got all the way down to Gravel, and he covered it before Zadina could get the rebound.
Yeah, and just trying to settle things down, get things back under control here. Eric Lindros on the bench, George Burnett, Luca Caputi, and Jake Grimes of the Guelph Storm to get this team settled down here and get back into it.
Zadina, he can't get it past Jared McIsaac. Svechnikov, he's the #1 ranked North American skater. Stick handling around everybody. You know, he wants to get something done now. His team's down 4-0, but here's the #2 ranked North American skater, Zadina. Over to Sokolov, a good toe drag. His shot right on, and Gravel has to make the saves now. His team's down by 4.
Well, you gotta love the battle here between #1 and #2. Svechnikov comes in over the line, he circles around, he's got nowhere to go with it, and so he turns it over to Zadina, and then Zadina with a drop to Sokolov, little toe drag to the middle of the ice. Gravel followed it perfectly to get the stoppage.
4 goals in 2 minutes and 32 seconds. What a burst in this first period from Team Cherry. Dudas stick handling around, the puck's finding him. Drops it off to Xavier Bouchard. Joe Valeno. He's watched by Kevin Ball. They battle for that puck. Valeno over to Dudas. Zavgarodny sent it up to center ice, and here's Bo Groove. Another Halifax Moosehead. 3 of them are on Team Orr. Zadina, a 4th, is on Team Cherry, and he's the only one smiling right now.
Benoit Groux, the head coach in the AHL for Syracuse, Bo's father.
Bo Groux, a 200-foot player. Good defensively, good in the offensive end. Here he's doing some good work. Character guy, and you know they'll step up when your team starts falling behind. Groux, by the way, has the most penalty minutes of anyone in this game. 69 penalty minutes. Ty Smith comes up with a puck. Stops behind his net, no problem. The forecheck not coming from Team Cherry. A change, but it's turned over, and Kurashev snaps the shot. And that forces Gravel into another stop.
That's the thing in this game. You don't get the matchups against that sometimes you might get in regular season play. So Ty Smith, who plays for Dan Lambert and the Spokane Chiefs, simply exits and throws a soft pass up the middle of the ice while Kurashev jumped on it in a hurry.
Team Cherry right off the faceoff. Relentless. Riley Sutter. Everett Silvertip, son of Ron Sutter. There he is, number 41. Where's number 14 with the Silvertips, the U.S. division leaders in the Western Hockey League. Ty Smith, forecheck, double teamed. Sokolov. There's Kurashev, looking for Florchuk. Puck banked off the glass. That one comes out. Ryan Merkley. Lost it to Liam Foudy, down to Burzin, cuts in front, and there's the calm, Olivier Rodrigue. One of the things he says, he wants to be as perfect technically as he can be and very calm. And what a surprise, his favorite goalie is Carey Price.
And we asked Joe Valeno, his teammate, all about that. He said, man, this guy is tough to beat.
Here's Sandine, plays with Sault Ste. Marie. Bouchard's pass. That hits Sarah Noel. Good thing it was a hard pass. Went all the way down to the corner, but that's where Noel can be effective. A first period that started poorly for Team Cherry. Took them a while to get a shot, but when they did, they got some goals.
Oh, man, did they ever. And they came fast and furiously in that first period. And Olivier Rodrigue, whenever he was in trouble, settled things down. Alex Gravel, unfortunately, was at the hands of Team Cherry. Just brilliant in that first period.
Great first period by Team Cherry. 4 goals. Ty Delandria. I believe they referred to that as silky mitts.
Yes.
Do I have that correct? 2 goals, 20 seconds apart. He was outstanding in that first frame. 4-0 Team Cherry over Team Aura. Going to pause, step away for a second. When we return, Colby Armstrong, Todd Warner break down that first period. Also, we'll have a closer look at Barrett Hayton of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He is a riser when it comes to prospects, playing on the top team in the CHL, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. 4-0 Team Cherry after 20. We are in downtown Guelph, beautiful downtown Guelph, home of the Guelph Storm of the Ontario Hockey League and home to the 2018 Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game. Team Cherry up 4-0 over Team Aura. What is it about Don Cherry in these games? He's made more money off Bobby Orr, I swear, in these games. Jeff Merrick alongside Colby Armstrong and Todd Warner. In the open, Todd, we talked a lot about Philip Zadina of the Halifax Mooseheads. Silky player, good sniper, great hands. What did you see in the first?
Well, of the top-rated players in that first period, I thought Philip Zadina had the best showing. And on the puck, nifty stick. We talked about his ability to stick handle in traffic and dart into open space and get his shot off. He did that consistently. He had 3 shots in his first 3 shifts for Team Cherry and was the most dangerous forward, really. Threw the pucks on net, blocked shots, got into space. Ty Smith makes a nice play here to bring him down as he's driving the net. But of the forwards for Team Cherry, I thought he was the most dangerous up front.
So he's almost already a real polished hockey player. And then there are players in this game that you always look at and you say there's something there. He might be raw, but there's really something there. Sarah Noel of the Oshawa Generals, we saw it early. We know he's big. We know he has the size. That's some nice hands too, Colby.
Yeah, 6'5", 210 right now. A guy that when we met yesterday, you talk about a guy being raw. He kind of came along with the Jason York summer hockey camps and traveling teams, outdoor hockey, until he came along and having a breakout year. He talks a lot about his confidence, but he almost doesn't really know how good I don't think he can be or is. He's having a breakout year this year, and a guy that in the first period we saw his use of his big body and his hands and going through defenders and using his body along the boards and in front of the net. So a guy that I really liked and a guy that I liked meeting, but also a guy that I think the ceiling for this player, where he is right now and what he could be, kind of sparks your interest big time.
He's kind of a throwback hockey player as well. When you think big, burly, power forward with skills, you go to Sarah Noel of the Oshawa Generals. His dad, by the way, played in the CFL. Some will remember, the older generation. Dean, the touchdown machine. That was Dad. And Team Cherry, was the scoring machine in that opening frame. 4 goals. We're going to get to Ty Delandre's pair in a second, but talk to us first about Igor Sokolov, who kicked off the scoring here from Cape Breton.
Yeah, the scoring got kicked off, and we were talking about chemistry early and kind of taking a little while to get going. And then we saw some really nifty plays, I guess, in some tight quarters that kind of broke some things open. Here we have Vladi with a nice little play right inside, like good hands, and Sokolov, a big-bodied guy. You know, you look at this guy, he just kind of has those little things about him. He gets in the way, he makes those little plays. Nice goal, and then a quick head pass by Evan Bouchard. We've heard a lot about him. To Dudas, who gets a breakaway and finishes it through the 5-hole. But yeah, the scoring got hot and heavy there for a while, Todd.
And then it's Delandria's show, last 2 goals. And it's Vladi again joining the rush. Nice play by the defenseman to join it in here. Kurashev makes the play to put it towards the net, drives the post, and Delandria is sharp as the puck comes through traffic to him. And then here, just keeping it wide. Back-to-back shifts, 20 seconds apart, comes back to the point again, and it's Gross that'll get it from Merkley. And a good tip by Delandria. So good finish to that period by Cherry's team, and 4-0's tough to come back from.
Ty Delandria of the Flint Firebirds, and you know, we've been here for a couple of days, and I don't think I've seen Ty Delandria once without a big smile on his face. We asked him yesterday, do you ever not smile? Are you ever not happy? And he says, listen, I'm playing hockey all the time. What's not to be happy about? And if you're Team Cherry right now, you have a lot to smile about, courtesy of 3 goal scorers and 2 from Ty Delandria. Barrett Hayton of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, fast riser. He'll be a first rounder. A feature next.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
You know, you're always looking for that all-in guy. First one on the ice has to be dragged off of it. And that's Barrett Hayton of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Was wonderful at the Ivan Helenka this summer as Team Canada won gold. And then when Boris Kachuk of the Greyhounds went to the World Junior Hockey Championships in December, it opened up a spot on the Greyhounds' top line with Morgan Frost. Filling that void, Barrett Hayton. And all season long, it seems as if he's had a rocket attached to his back. He is a fast riser when it comes to prospects. Let's learn a little bit more about the big forward from Sault Ste. Marie.
Here's Barrett Hayton walking right in on goal. Fires a shot, he scores! Hayton waiting, showing some solid patience. Shot up, scores!
He's going to be a fascinating prospect to watch moving forward with how high he's risen in terms of what the NHL thinks of him.
With the season we're having so far, it's easy to just focus on every game. You don't really look at it too much. Obviously, you see it on social media, but something you just really focus on the game and the day at hand, and it'll really work out.
You go back to last year on a veteran-laden Sault Ste. Marie team, he didn't get the minutes that he probably deserved. He's been shown into a role now that's more suited to his skill set.
It was something that I understood with the team we had last year being a very deep team, and I just took it as a learning experience. I really tried to be a sponge to those older guys, the Blake Spears, Colton White, Saxon Ishin, all those guys. They really taught me a lot, and I think that helped me a lot so far this year and last year as well.
Tell us about your dad. Drafted in the NHL. Does that give you advantage over other kids?
He's been huge for me throughout my whole career so far. Just going through it himself, it's been huge. Having that experience around and really being able to help me in all those situations. I watched a ton of hockey with him, and he really taught me everything I know, and it's been key for me.
An exciting player to watch, and really starting to establish himself as one of the top draft eligible players.
It's huge for me. It was a goal I set at the start of the year to be selected to this team, and it's incredible being here, and it's something I'm really looking forward to. I just want people to see how complete of a player I am, being able to play in all 3 zones and see that I have an offensive flair and try to make things happen.
Real good players, had some great coaching along the way. Mark Savard, former NHLer, coached him in Major Pee Wee. This guy is legit, and talking to Kyle Raft, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds general manager, said, I've never seen a kid watch as much video as Barrett Hayton. This is the all-in guy, Colby.
Yeah, he's all in, and from meeting him the other day when we sat down with some of these players, I wrote down a few things. I wrote down Barrie dialed in and serious. So talk about coaches having to kick him off the ice at the end of practice, watching hours and hours of his shifts and videos with coaches and breaking his game down. This guy's a hockey nut and he's dedicated.
Just the coach's dream. I know Drew Bannister loves him because he's early into practice, as you said, weight room kid, face-offs, both sides of the puck. So yeah, lots to like, but serious kid. He's all in for sure.
He's an all-in player on an all-in team, part of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds juggernaut, top team in the CHL. As we have a look at Tampa general manager Steve Yzerman, they've kind of done well at the draft the past few years. That's an understatement. Team Cherry up 4-0.
Welcome back to Guelph in the Sleeman Center in the Sherwin-Williams Top Prospects Game. Right now it's Team Cherry 4-0 over Timor. Ty Smith of Spokane Chiefs is the captain of Timor. You guys came out with great intensity and great opportunity, but it's a strange game, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. We came out pretty hard, and I think that's the way we wanted to come out, and we took it to them early on, and just a couple unfortunate bounces and got down at the end of the period there, and I think we just needed, that was a big regroup after the first there in the locker room, and I think we're going to be ready for the second here.
Anything different they're going to throw at them in the second period?
I think we just need to come out the same way we did in the first and just stick to that the whole period and not stray from it. I think we strayed from it a little bit in the second half there, but I think that if we stick to our game plan and come out hard again here, we should be fine.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Ty Smith of Spokane Chiefs, part of Team Orr, and they've got a fair bit of work to do here in the second period. Speaking of work, let's put these guys to work. RJ Broadhead and Sam Cosentino.
Absolutely, and that's another aspect where I'm sure scouts will inquire if any players said anything from Team Orr in that intermission.
No question. You get to the NHL Combine, all these players get interviewed, and that will definitely come up. Who was the guy who stepped up in the room after the first period in the Top Prospects Game?
Playing with a lot of guys for the first time. So who was that guy? Let's see if Team Orr can get back in this. It was a record-setting period for Team Cherry. Ty Dellandrea had those 2 goals in 20 seconds. That's a record. The team had 3 goals in 1:07. That's also a record. Sandin heading back to his end. Ryan McLeod, he's not going to get there, and Team Orr has iced it.
We'll take you back to the 2017 National Hockey League Draft, to 14 different countries represented there, and a lot of players who played in this game last year had the opportunity to play or be drafted. 41% of all players drafted last year taken out of the CHL.
There's Ty Smith, the captain. He might have been the one to speak up. From Lloydminster, plays with the Chiefs. Puck sent back into the Orr end. Ty Smith on the boards. Gabriel Fortier of Baie-Comeau was able to knock it down. Here's Kitchener's Giovanni Bellotti. Smith right in the middle of things again. He intercepted that pass, tried to send the forwards away. Sarah Noel all the way back behind his own net, and then he tried to drop it off and hit the ref with that. So it's Joe Veleno coming in with a great chance, and Gravel busy early in the second. Veleno gets the puck back, and look at Joe Veleno go. He's a great playmaker, but he's lost it to Nizhnikov, and Noel's trying to catch up to Kirill Nizhnikov, who comes in and takes the shot, but he missed blocker side on Olivier Rodrigue. Right back the other way, it's Aiden Dudas. He had a goal in the first period on a breakaway. Sent it to the corner, but Alan McShane had Fortier covered up. McIsaac over to McShane. So reliable, Alan McShane. He's from Collingwood, Ontario. Now the puck just dribbles down to Rodrigue, so he covers it.
Well, Joe Veleno, the only player with exceptional status granted into the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. As you look at Nizhnikov on that 2-on-1, elected to keep the puck and shoot it, although he just missed wide. And you get down 4-0 and you get an opportunity to try and get something done, and you start to squeeze the stick a little bit, and Nizhnikov did that there.
Ryan Merkley, one of 11 players on Team Cherry with a point in the first period. What a great pass right up the middle of the ice to Vladislav Kotkov, and now he's alone in front and gets the one-time chance. And Chicoutimi Sagagnon had a terrific 2 opportunities, but Vladislav Kotkov stopped twice by Gravel.
When Noah Dobson having to defend against him here. Beautiful pass right up the middle of the ice. Kotkov takes it, and now he goes in alone. Dobson takes the stick basically away from him. Play would continue, and Kotkov wouldn't give up on it. The right shot in front of the net, a one-timer, and Gravel had to be quick there. Kotkov, one of those guys who's endlessly working on his hands with a golf ball. Playing for Yannick Jean in Chicoutimi.
Power play for Team Cherry. Xavier Bernard. Sent it up the middle to Benoit Olivier-Groux. Now it's sent in for Team Cherry, trying to add to their lead. Puck sent back to the blue line to Ryan Merkley. Merkley takes it all the way behind the goal, circling around. Nobody can take it from him, so Merkley continues to go with the puck. Merkley still with it. Ty Dellandrea has 2 goals in the game. Merkley fakes the shot. Here's Nico Gross. That shot was stopped by Gravel and cleared by Timor.
A really good chemistry by Gross and Merkley. We've seen them create a couple of opportunities with their D-to-D work.
Nico Gross, member of Switzerland at the World Junior Hockey Championship, headed to the bench. Sloppy change there for Team Cherry, and the speedy Liam Fuda of the London Knights trying to make something happen shorthanded. He's holding on to the puck down there, and now it's keep away time for Timor. Sends it all the way back to Ty Smith. Kalen Addison waits calmly in the Lethbridge Hurricane. He'll one-hop it in on Rodrigue. Why not give it a try?
Yeah, smart player. Lethbridge Hurricanes recognized an opportunity, had some time, and planned it perfectly.
Cross ice pass to Barrett Hayton. Not only did we hear from him in the first period, and Colby and Todd and Jeff talked about him and how focused he is, he's also got the TV radio voice going. So he might have a future in this business. Evan Bouchard, race shot. That's blocked by Addison. He's feeling the effects of it. He has to get out of this game unscathed as Hurricanes are playing Moose Jaw Warriors coming up on Friday. Penalty is now over to Noah Dobson. But his Timor is hemmed in. Hayton back to Zadina. There's that great shot. Philip Zadina, the number 2 ranked skater among North American players, makes it 5-0, and that goal is against his Halifax Mooseheads teammate.
You heard Todd and Colby at the intermission talk about Philip Zadina, how he was the most dangerous player on the ice for Team Cherry in that first period. You can ill afford to give this guy opportunity in front of the net. A block shot goes awry. Sokolov collects it. Then they have to take a hit. Sokolov, good stick on stick there. That frees up the puck for Hayton. And when Hayton gets it, he wastes no time getting it to Zadina. Where's 11? Let me find them. I know he's going to snipe.
27 goals with Halifax, and he's got one here. The Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game in Guelph. 5-0 for Don Cherry's team. Noah Dobson over to Jared McKaiser. Long pass. They wanted to get it up to Svechnikov. That won't be icing. Velarde. Bouchard back there trying to contain the dangerous Svechnikov. Svechnikov reaching for it. Burzan back at the blue line. He was a Moose Jaw Warrior. Went to Brandon in the Cale Clegg trade. Here's Xavier Bouchard. He's the son of Gilles Bouchard, who coaches Rouen Noranda. Gabriel Fortier. Good stick handling, but can't get the puck on target. Then he's eliminated by Noah Dobson. Noah Dobson, lone representative of Prince Edward Island. He's from Summerside and was great in the on-ice testing. Here's a one-on-one. Svechnikov and Velarde. Svechnikov tried to shoot, but Velarde got enough on it. Made a pass over to Noel, and his shot was too high.
He's such a double threat, Svechnikov. You see him with the shot. He recollects the puck, and then a perfect tape-on-tape pass to create a second chance.
Xavier Bernard has to make a move at his own blue line to get away from Philip Kurashev, and here's Alan McShane trying to go wide. He's a great playmaker. Feels that's one of his strengths. Couldn't find anyone open that time. Eric Korchak, Saskatoon Blade, recently traded from Victoria. Pass just came outside the line, and Team Cherry's offside.
Number 1 asset for Philip Zadina is his ability to shoot the puck. It's a hard, heavy, accurate shot. We take a look at some of the highlights throughout the year. Just a little pause there, and that's a snipe to the top shelf. Gives it up in the power play, gets it back. cocks the shot. Look at this short side. Oh my goodness. Top shelf and down. Does the same thing here to increase the lead to 5-0.
Ryan Merkley, so fun to watch him with the puck. Noel trying to contain the dangerous Merkley. Kurashev skates through some traffic at center. Kotkov, he's had some chances. Couldn't settle that puck down. Nico Gross stops Timor before they can get to center ice. Here's Ty Smith. Galen Addison tracked down by Cameron Hillis. Noel had it poked off his stick. Orr comes in, led by Smith, their captain. Got to the front of the goal. Team Cherry takes over, and here's Ty Dellandrea. Akil Thomas went blocker side. Gravel turned it aside. Behind the net, it's Ty Dellandrea again. Rasmus Sandin. Look at Team Cherry go. They've got some chemistry already. Didn't take them long to form it. Puck rolls into Team Cherry, and here they come. Cam Hillis put it into the skates of Dellandrea. Akil Thomas had it get past him. Now Sandin trying to back off, and Benoit Gru chipped it past him. Sam Garodny tracking it down, and he's got it now. Tried to get the shot through. Dellandrea hit him. Dobson, he's got the offensive player. Finally coming up to Team Cherry, so Team Orr is going to get its first power play of the game, and they need it. They need some goals. A hooking penalty. Team Orr down 5-0. We'll get a power play when we come back.
Behind Team Orr bench with Hall of Famer and honorary coach Eric Lindros. Eric, at the morning steak today, you took time to talk to your team. What were you telling them?
Oh, just to have some fun. What a great stage to be able to come here in the city of Guelph and to be amongst the best of the best. I mean, it's a fantastic environment to go and show your wares. And these guys are they're so young, and there's a lot of pressure on these guys, and they don't know each other all that well. There's a few guys that are on the same teams, but they're I thought earlier in the first period we would have been all right. So we're gonna have a chance to come back here. We got lots of time. We got more than half the game, and you never know.
Have you spoken to Kevin Ball about wearing 88?
Yes, absolutely. Wear it with pride.
Thanks so much, Eric.
All right, cheers.
This morning he said he plays with Ottawa. The Oshawa-Ottawa rivalry there.
Oh, yeah.
Power play, Team Orr. Svechnikov took the shot. Nizhnikov was providing the screen, but the save was made by Olivier Rodrigue. Ty Smith back to Kalen Addison. Slap shot Svechnikov. Another good save for Rodrigue, and he was up ready for more. Nothing coming immediately. Team Orr. Puck comes back to the blue line. They keep it in. Ty Smith in some heavy traffic. That puck just staying in, and finally it was sent out. Good thing it was picked up by Svechnikov, though. Zadina was down at the Team Orr blue line looking for a breakaway, and maybe his second goal of the game.
Yeah, good awareness by Svechnikov. He realized there was all kinds of trouble. He slipped back into the neutral zone. That's thinking the game, anticipating it. Good hockey IQ shown there by the #1 rated prospect in the game.
Number 2 for Team Orr is Kalen Addison, and he is a terrific offensive defenseman. So is this guy, Noah Dobson. Trailing only Olivier Gallipo in defenseman scoring in the QMJHL. That's his teammate. 2-on-1. Fortier, along with Aiden Dudas, right in the middle of things again. And Dudas doing a good job killing the penalty until Jared McIsaac came down, set it up ahead to Alan McShane. McIsaac continued on, tried to center it. Dudas, he knocked it down to the corner. There's a size difference with Dudas and Noel. Noel at 6'5". Looking back at the blue line, there's Dobson. Here's McIsaac. Time running out on this power play. Dobson tries a shot, and Rodrigue, he is calm in there. Slides across, makes the save. There's some traffic in front of the goal. That one never got down to the goaltender. Here's Wolf Onstad. Prince Albert Raider heads to the front of the net. McIsaac has to be careful at the blue line. That was Seven Bouchard right out of the penalty box. So 2 shots for that Team Orr power play. They don't get a goal and continue to trail 5-0.
That's exactly why the goalie taps a stick on the ice, to let everyone know out there that the penalty is coming to an end.
There's number 88, and it's in the net. Kevin Ball took the shot. It hit something in front, but the bottom line is Timor has a goal, and they're now within 4.
Well, Eric Lindros talked about having more than half the game left, and here's a good way to get things started. If you're on the comeback train, Sarah Noel starts it off, gets it back to the point. There's ball, and there's Noel there. Nico Gross is trying to block it, but Noel tips it in front of the net. And we thought Kevin Ball might have another one in a key situation. He's got one regular season goal with the Ottawa 67s. He scored in the CIBC Canada Russia series, and it looked like he had one here if it weren't for the great mitts of Sarah Noel.
Noel second on the Oshawa Generals in goals, and that's it for the goaltenders. They'll do the switch. And Olivier Rodrigo so close to not allowing a goal, but the last shot he faces gets past him. He was excellent, though. In goal now for Timor is Kevin Mandalese, and he plays with Cape Breton. He's from Blainville, number 4 ranked among the North American goaltenders. 23 appearances this year for the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles. And Jacob Ingham, the only goaltender of the quartet not from the QMJHL. He plays in the Ontario Hockey League with the Mississauga Steelheads. He's from Barrie. And in the testing, he ranked number 1 among these 4 goaltenders in reaction, agility, and movement challenges. So he will try to back up that great on-ice testing with a good performance.
There's Olivier Rodrigue, who leaves the net, played 41 games last year as a 16-year-old. His dad, Sylvain, the goalie coach with Edmonton, has a ton of superstitions. And when we get an opportunity to look at the goaltenders in terms of North American rankings by National Hockey League Central Scouting, we're getting the top 4 in this game. Rodrigue, the Voltigeurs, all smiles. Alexei Gravel, the number 1 rated guy. Rodrigue, who you just saw for Drummondville, ranked 2nd. Ingham in 3rd spot. And Mandalese, the 4th ranked North American netminder in terms of National Hockey League Central Scouting.
There's Alex Gravel. He was busy. Team Cherry had a real jump about the second half of the first period. They poured it on. And he likes to have fun with his teammates, so you know that Zadina, after scoring that goal, will probably have a little something to say. Riley Sutter, he's one of 3 20-goal scorers in this game. Xavier Bernard fires it in, and right away they're testing Jacob Ingham in the Team Cherry net. Here comes Team Cherry. Kotkov over to Florchuk. Kurashev, he circles in the corner. Kurashev maintaining the puck, drops it out for Florchuk. Vladislav Kotkov bumps with his man Fuda. Bernard wraps it around for Anderson McDonald. Kurashev intercepts, and Rasmus Sandin with some open ice. Floats one in, Mandalese makes that save. His first of the game. Always tough to be the second goaltender coming in midway through a period. See how these two respond.
Well, I really like the way that they stopped the game and at least let them feel the puck with a couple of warm-up shots. You don't get the opportunity to do that in regular season play.
Team Cherry, they continue to try to get their 5-goal lead back. Evan Bouchard over to Sandin. Looks, shoots. There was a deflection. Just went wide. Kurashev over to Bouchard, the high-scoring defenseman. He took the shot. The puck was sitting in the crease. It was cleared by Riley Sutter, but the fortunate whistle for Timor. We will take a break. You're watching the Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospect Game on Sportsnet. Just past the midway point of the second period, Team Cherry leading 5-1. 18 skaters on Team Cherry, 13 of them have points. So you want to come into this game and produce? Team Cherry's getting it.
Yeah, they're surely spreading that offense out, and the quick strike in that first period and that span where they were able to get 4 goals really set things up here for them and put them in a comfortable position. But oftentimes when that happens, you tend to lay back a little bit, and now Team Orr trying to find its stride to get back into this thing.
Just had the goalie change. Akil Thomas attempted to center it. Ty Smith stopped that. Ty Dellandrea is out there. Long shot from Bellotti. That was stopped by Mandalese. Bellotti gets it again. There's a low shot. Mandalese trying to locate it at all those skates and sticks. Puck was cleared to the line. Still not out though. Xavier Bouchard circles away from Zavgaradny. Dellandrea centered it. 4 Team Orr members were right there. They had to converge in front of their net. Get rid of some of that pressure. Bruise shot. That was wide. Another shot attempt knocked down before it got to the goaltender. That was Xavier Boucher. Cameron Hillis. He lost it, and now Jared McIsaac sends it up ahead to Zavgaradny, who's trying to stick handle his way around Giovanni Bellotti, who stayed right with him. Right off the bench, Ryan McLeod. He's going against his Steelheads teammate in goal. Dobson with the shot from the blue line. That was a pad save by the defenseman, Nico Hischier. Stopped it with a shin pad. McIsaac loses it to Barrett Hayton. All the way back to Merkley at the blue line. Fakes the shot, rolled it to the front of the net. Merkley gets it again. This will find Hayton, top of the circle, but that was Dobson to eliminate his chance. Igor Sokolov. He's the one who started the scoring, and here comes the Cape Breton Screaming Eagle. He was looking up high, but got it too high.
And he's got those big shoulders. If he turns the corner on you, forget about it.
Nico Gross turns the corner around his net. Gross gets it back. There's Ryan McLeod. Have to be careful with him. Bernard over to Svechnikov. Elevated pass, no problem. Nizhnikov knocked it down. His shot blocked by Gross. He's blocking everything in front of his net. Xavier Bernard. He goes back with Zadina hot on his heels. There's Hayton. He's always in the right spot. Intercepted another pass, but just had it go under his stick, and Svechnikov quickly the other way. Here's the trailer. It's Ball. He scores. Kevin Ball does it. Number 88. With number 88 coaching him, and Orr continues to climb back in it.
It's amazing. It looked like a harmless turnover inside the offensive zone for Team Cherry, but quickly the puck was transitioned up the ice, and Kevin Ball does such a great job on his recognition here. Watch number 88. He sees that they have numbers, so he decides that he's going to support the rush. He's the trailer. He's the fourth guy. The puck ends up on his stick, and he buries it. We talked about him scoring goals in big games. This pass from Svechnikov blocked. It ends up right on Ball's tape and into the back of the net. How about that? This guy, we got to get him a few more Sportsnet games.
Known as a shutdown defenseman with his size, and he's very good at that. But he gets the offense going on the TV. Gabriel Fortier. Over to Sandin. He's jumped into the play. 4 Team Cherry members come in over the line. Valeno made a good move down low and tried to get it to the short side and almost did. Armstead sends it out to center ice. Alan McShane settles the puck down. Noel hits to the front of the net. So does Cole Fonstad. The Prince Albert Raider. A good move in the corner. Drops it off for Noel. Here's Addison. He's all the way down at the top of the circle. His shot was deflected. Fonstad reaches for it. Addison, he pinched in, but Dudas got around him, and now an odd man rush. It's dropped back to Bouchard. Valeno tried to get it all the way back to Bouchard, but it didn't connect. Dudas controlling the play. Here's Sandin, back to Dudas, fakes the shot. He's in, he scores! Aiden Dudas is stealing the show in Guelph. His second goal of the game, and it was a dandy goal.
Man, oh man, this is something else. Dudas, who's played with great energy in this game, as he does every night for Todd Gill and the Owen Sound attack, simply brilliant. The stick skills, the ability to turn and cut in tight spaces. Look at the patience. Turns away from the play, realizes he has nowhere to go from the net, gives it up, and so often when you do, you get it back. And once he gets it back, he is absolutely magical, getting by McShane and beating Mandalese blocker side.
Throw that 131 ranking out the window.
Oh,
that's
wow.
changing.
You know, RJ, I said before the game, this is a guy I think is going to bring something to the table here today. It's like found money for him.
Right up the middle, Liam Fuda walks right in. There's that great speed of Fuda. Had the terrific testing on and off ice as well. And he saw that loose puck zipped right up the middle, turned aside by Ingham. Bellotti. He's got Riley Sutter chasing him. Kotkov chips the puck out to center ice. That'll be picked up by Dobson. Stolen back by Kotkov, and there's Fuda, but he runs into his teammate Sutter. Kurashev. Pass blocked by McDonald. Bellotti slows things down, waits for someone to open up. That was Dellandrea trying to get open. There's Noah Dobson. Straight up the middle, and McDonald was behind the defense. He's still in. Ingham played the odds, cut off the angle, and let that puck hit him.
Scary proposition. McDonald shoots it like a pro.
As evidenced by his 24 goals this season with the Moncton Wildcats. Strum deep in the oar end. Dellandrea tried to come out with a puck, got a rough ride by Benoit Groux, and now Groux finds Bernard. Nizhnikov head up as he comes in over the cherry line. Benoit Olivier Groux tried to get something happening short side, nothing there on Jacob Ingham. The speedy Akil Thomas. He's knocked down by Bernard, and that is a penalty. And that means Team Cherry, up 6-2, is getting another chance to increase their lead. It has been an impressive game for Team Cherry, and they have a chance to add to it next. At Sportsnet, we are united by sport, and there's so many great stories with that slogan. Igor Sokolov and Barrett Hayton, both born on the same day in June. But Barrett Hayton is from Peterborough, Sokolov from Russia, and here they are on the same line at the Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game. That's how you get united by sport. Exactly the same age, different countries, and here they are in Guelph, teammates, line mates.
2 of the 6 countries represented, but when you look at the 6 countries represented in this game, players from 5 different countries already have secured points. It's been that kind of night here, starting to be a high-scoring affair.
Right off the face-off, Kevin Mandalese, the goaltender for Timor now. He read that draw and saw the puck was coming toward him. He knocked it away, and lo and behold, maybe a short-handed chance. It was a chance. Svechnikov got in, but he missed the net. Svechnikov has the most goals of any rookie in the Ontario Hockey League. Best points per game of all rookies. Philip Zadina, patience with the puck, and he's got his way in, and he hit the post. What a rush up the ice by Zadina, just calmly waited for things to open up. Nobody even laid a stick on him, and he put it off the post. Hayton in the corner, and he'll be intercepted by Ryan McLeod. He takes his time, trying to go wide on Evan Bouchard, but he's one of the top defensemen in all of the CHL. Tough to beat him one-on-one. Sokolov to Zadina, following up is Sandin. Quickly on it is Burzak. Sokolov bumps him off the puck. McIsaac loses it to Hayton. Zadina tried to get open. Instead, the pass came back to Evan Bouchard. Bouchard snaps a shot. That found its way to Mandalese, and Zadina has another one. Diving after that puck, his second of the game, and a power play goal for Team Cherry. It's 7-2.
Now this guy's absolutely deadly. 7 goals for the Czech Republic at the World Juniors. Was named to the tournament all-star team, and you're starting to see why in this game. Not only can he do it from long range, here's the post he hits coming from the middle of the ice. An absolute cannon that dents the bar. But he's not done yet. He's going to hang around the offensive zone. He's got his head up. Look at him. As soon as that shot goes on goal, he spins around. He's very aware of where the rebound might be. So he gets to it first, inside position, and buries it. Oh, yeah, just another one for Philly.
He has that knack. Noah Dodson knocked him down, and in the process, put the puck in the net. Impressive. Barnstad, he's Gotta hurry because Aiden Dudas, who's having a fantastic game, was back checking, and that's something that the Owen Sound attack do so well. So it's nothing new for Dudas. Valeno, low shot missed. Valadi at the blue line, looking at the net. Tried to pass it. He saw Dudas get open, and teammates know when a player's feeling it. You can tell Dudas is having one of those games.
Get it on his stick. I want the apple.
Valeno fired it down. Mandalese made the save. Dudas pokes at it and takes it away from Dobson. Spins away from Fuda. Dudas back to Valadi. And Matt is off the stick of Fonstad, just good enough to get the puck out. Bouchard put it toward his bench. Change was in the process. Fuda, shot blocked by Valadi. Here's Kurashev, the Quebec Rampart. Just over 30 seconds to go in the second period. Another good period for Team Cherry. Kurashev, he's in with Florchuk. The Saskatoon Blade tried to circle the net and lost an edge. Groove. He's with Anderson McDonald, the lone representative of New Brunswick. Ryan Merkley lost it, but it's kept in by Kevin Ball. Ball with a goal and an assist in the game. He's never had a 2-point game with the Ottawa 67s. So here he is on Timor showing his offensive side. Slap shot, Addison. That's off the glass, and the buzzer goes. So that is it for 40 minutes and a strong 2 periods for Team Cherry.
Yeah, you thought Timor was going to come with a little bit of a pushback here, and every time they started to sniff that 3 goals deficit, Team Cherry said no, none of that, and now lead it 7-2 after 40.
A lot of good stories. Just talked about Kevin Ball, who's been in on both of Timor's goals, his first multi-point game. And you look at all the players who have points for Team Cherry. Philip Zadina, a couple of goals. Ty Dellandrea, he's got 2 goals. And Aiden Dudas also has 2 goals and has been a dangerous player. Every time he has been on the ice, he's given Timor fits. And he is having a heck of a game. Here he is with Rob.
Well, RJ and Sam both said sometimes when a guy is feeling it, he's just feeling it. You seem to be just in the groove right now.
Yeah, you know, been playing with some pretty good players, and you know, we're making plays and good things are happening.
Tell me about the way this game started. They came at you hard. You withstood that pressure and came back, were able to start to fill the net. What's been working?
You know, I think we were trying to do too much at the start, and you know, halfway through the first period, we started getting pucks deep, working their D down low, and you know, good things are happening.
Well, so far you got 2, and it looks like you're still feeling it. Enjoy this.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go, Aiden Dudas right now with 2 goals for Team Cherry. Jeff, quite a game.
Quite a game indeed. Quite a game for a pair of Canadians. Ty Dellandrea, talked about him in the first intermission. Aiden Dudas, he has a pair as well. And from the Czech Republic, Filip Zadina has 2 goals as well. Colby, want to let everyone know what you just said to me when he scored his second goal. Colby leans over and whispers this.
Zadina's crushing it.
He's having a fantastic game. Todd, you talked about him in the first intermission. We're going to come back and talk to the owner of the Halifax Mooseheads, Bobby Smith, ex-NHLer, also Mike Fuda, Los Angeles Kings assistant GM. We'll talk about scouting Drew Doughty in this rink. 7-2 Team Cherry. Built for offense. 7 goals in the World Junior Hockey Championships for Filip Zadina. He already has a pair here as Team Cherry leads Timor 7-2 here in the second intermission. Jeff Merrick alongside Colby Armstrong, Todd Warner, and the owner of the Halifax Mooseheads, former NHLer Bobby Smith. How many more Europeans you got stashed ready for next season? Because there's gold overseas for Bobby Smith and the Halifax Mooseheads.
Well, we've really had good luck bringing over real high-level players, and and all the credit, of course, goes to Cam Russell, our general manager. He travels to Europe, he meets with families and makes them comfortable with sending their 17 or 18-year-old son over to play in North America in Halifax. It's a great place to play, and success kind of breeds on success when you've got Nico Hischier and Perk and Nick Ehlers.
It continues. You go back to whether it's Voracek and Timo Meier. We're just showing everyone the list here, and this only goes back to 2006. There were some previous. This is an impressive list, and right away tonight we have all of our eyes on Filip Zadina. What impresses the owner, and maybe in conversations with Paul Henry's a big part of it, and Cam Russell as well. What's most impressive about Zadina to you guys?
He's a goal scorer, and you see the 2 plays he scored tonight, fired another one off the post, but he gets that scoring chance, and it's going in the back of the net. And our coaches tell me right from day one when he came over here, works as hard as any player we've got. He comes over here, he wants to be an NHL player, and that's one of the reasons why he was very interested in playing for the Halifax Mooseheads.
So given that list we just saw and the success you've had with your imports, is it easier now for you to attract another import to come over, given the success of the players you've had before?
There's no question about it. When Nico Hischier comes, and really, before last season, nobody was talking about Nico Hischier as the #1 pick in the draft.
Right.
Maybe a second rounder. But when he goes #1, it's important to agents, it's important to the players, but mostly it's important to their families when they're sending over their son to come over and play for a year, and they want to know it's a good place for them to advance their careers and live their life.
So the Memorial Cup, here it may be in the cards next year. You're bidding on it. I guess make your case.
Well, you can see we've got 4 very strong players out there who got a chance to be first rounders this year. Got 2 or 3 more next year who I hope to be sitting here right with you guys talking about them a year from now. But Moncton will put forth a very strong bid. We'll put forth a very, very strong bid. You guys know Halifax is a great city. We'll have an excellent hockey team, and if we hosted it, it would be a great Memorial Cup for the CHL.
Wouldn't be any surprise. Everything you do, Bobby, everything the Mooseheads do is first class. Thanks so much for dropping by today. Continued success with the Halifax Mooseheads.
Thanks, guys.
Fingers crossed for the MasterCard Memorial Cup next year. If so, Jared McIsaac will be one of the host players. 7-2 Cherry. Welcome back. Colby Armstrong, Todd Warner, and we're pleased to be joined by Mike Fuda, Assistant General Manager of the Los Angeles Kings. Let's go back to 2007, 2008. Mike, you spent a lot of time in this rink scouting Drew Doughty. We're used to seeing scouts in the corner. We're used to seeing scouts at center ice. You scouted Drew Doughty from behind the net. Why?
Well, it's something Mark and Eddie and I had talked about, and obviously we knew where we were picking relatively high. We didn't want to make any mistakes, and it got to the point that we'd just seen him from all different angles. And I talked about it as the equivalent of there was a game in Niagara sitting behind the net and looking at it and saying, this is like being in Tom Brady's backfield. And it was like, honestly, because you sit here, you write down first option pass, or does he see a second pass? And you just watch the game evolve and just try to see it from a human's perspective, and then watch the plays he made coming up the ice and how the game just slowed down for him and people missed him, and it's translated into his pro career, no question.
Scouts are weird. Okay, so when I played, you got to scout. You got to try all the angles. When I played though, D, I was looking up here at a lot of them. Yeah. Now I'm looking down at them. A lot of smaller D. Is this kind of the era of more of a smaller player, smaller defenseman?
Well, I just think the way the game's changing, the teams that have the puck in their end the least are the most successful, and you see the way these kids can skate now and the way the game's changed with regards to the forechecking and the hitting, and you just can't slow them down the way you normally would. And there's just a slew of them in this year's draft. So I think somebody's going to be looking at these kids, whether it's Hughes, Merkley, and all these younger, obviously Dahlin going first as far, but these smaller players that basically can dictate and get the puck up the ice effortlessly, I think you're going to see teams just really keying in on them.
Let's talk about one of your biggest prospects, Gabe Vilardi. He's had a tough year with injuries. I know he's been out for quite a while. Just got traded again. Where's he at in his development in your eyes?
Well, he's thrilled just to be back playing. I know Mark and the whole staff last year, we were thrilled. I know Rob and I were sitting there explaining to Luc Robitaille how, and you've got to be right, but where we had him on our list, we had him at like 3 on our list.
You don't have to tell me, I know. I watched all year.
And I'm sitting there going, holy smokes, he's dropping. And then I actually thought, we've got one of those little behind-the-scenes things where I honestly thought the Florida Panthers, because of Bobby Bugner being in Windsor, that there was no way he was going to get past Florida, and I made the comment, they did not get past Florida. And I think they took Owen Tippett, a great player as well, but we were thrilled. He's cleaned himself up with his injuries back, and he's dominating, and it's just great to see him back playing. He was like probably days away from being able to play for Team Canada at the World Juniors, but he wanted to be at his best, and we didn't think it'd be fair for him to debut on the international stage. So
Good eye for talent.
Yeah, no doubt. Assistant General Manager of the Los Angeles Kings, strong scouting background. As Kobe says, you're still wearing the scout fit, all black. Still got the scout fit.
You gotta have it.
7-2 team chair. There's the man that calls all the shots for Toronto, Lou Lamoriello. Part of him, anyway.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Welcome back to Guelph, home of the 2018 CHL NHL Top Prospects Game presented by Sherwin-Williams. It is not just, as Colby Armstrong mentioned, the era of the small defensemen. There are still some big boys back there as well. Rob Faulds with Kevin Ball.
No kidding, there's some big guys. I'm going to get an arm cramp talking to Kevin Ball. Kevin, shutdown defenseman, you got 2 goals. What's going on?
I don't know. We got down early, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to try and win this game. So whatever I can do offensively, defensively, I'm there for the team.
You mentioned to me, too, you got such a good push early in that first period, but got nothing for it. What do you have to do here in the third?
I think they kind of read and started to adapt to our game. We just got to stick to our game plan and start outnumbering them in the corners. That's what they did very well in those last 2 periods, and we just got to get back with it and stick to the game plan.
Kevin, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Ball of the Ottawa 67s was able to get the interview done before the twitching stopped in my arm. Let's go to the to the booth. RJ Broadhead, Sam Cosentino.
Give it a rest, Rob. Give the arm a rest. Kevin Ball from Mississauga, one of 3 players from Mississauga. Ryan Merkley and Ryan McLeod also. 13 players from Ontario, 8 from Quebec, 1 from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and BC. Alberta has 3, and there's 9 Europeans. 6 of them are on Team Cherry. Here's Ryan McLeod. Shots off his stick and went up high. Sarah Noel to McLeod. That was blocked by Xavier Bouchard. Andrei Svechnikov. He's held up by Bouchard, showing his strong defensive play against one of the top players. Sarah Noel lost it to Giovanni Ballotti of the Kitchener Rangers. Puck poked over to Aiden Dudas. He's got 2 goals. Tried for the hat trick, and he was stopped by Kevin Mandalese. Philip Kurashev. He's had a few chances. Played with Switzerland at the World Junior Hockey Championship. Here's Sarah Noel. He's looking for a change, so he saw the fresh legs of Berzan and Fuda and got it over to them. Berzan put it through the top of the crease, but nobody there was there for Timor. Vladislav Kotkov tried to use that long reach to stick handle it. Nico Gross back to Ryan Merkley. Here's Berzan speeding in one more time, tried to center it. Zavgarodny, the Rimouski forward, who's second on the Oceanic in points, got it to the goal, but it's an easy save for Jacob Ingham.
Well, you look at the impact, and you hear Mike Fuda from the LA Kings talk about defensemen and how the game has changed. Look at Evan Bouchard leading the way in all CHL defensemen with his 54 points, 4 assists here in this game. Ryan Merkley has 52 points. He also has an assist in the game. So those guys continuously proving their worth while jumping up on the rush and becoming a big part of the offense. And Evan Bouchard is a guy that I can remember sitting in Dale Hunter's office a couple of years ago. We were in there doing a game, and he said, guys, I'm telling you, this guy thinks the game like a world-class player. And we watched him grow and come along. Didn't really get the chance to play in 2016 at the Red Gear at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. A couple of trades happened. He's now the captain. He's over 30 minutes a night in London and could probably play more. I mean, this guy's unbelievable.
He leads the London Knights in scoring. Ryan Merkley leads the Guelph Storm in scoring. Only 3 OHL teams have a defenseman leading the way in scoring, so that's 2 of them. 2 of them are in this game. Nick Hague, who played in the game last year, is tied for the Mississauga Steelhead scoring lead with Ryan McLeod. Jared McIsaac, he can produce offense. Slip past the head of Ty Dellandrea. Cole Fonstad trying to get to the middle of the ice, but Rasmus Sandin prevented him from getting a shot. Bo Groove. He's tied up by Evan Bouchard, who's now showing his defensive side. 4 assists for Evan Bouchard. This guy with the puck, number 2, up to Akil Thomas. He stopped at the line. Those 4 assists tie a record for most points in a Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects game. So Evan Bouchard, 1 more point, and he's the record holder. Straight up the middle to Igor Sokolov. Barrett Hayton, stick handling, drops it over to Bouchard. A shot stopped by Mandalese. The Cape Breton Screaming Eagle goaltender turning aside this high-flying Team Cherry. Hayton can't get far with Riley Sutter watching him. So it goes back to the blue line. Velati's shot turned aside by Mandalese. Here's Riley Sutter, one of 3 players with 20 goals in this game. 5 Everett Silvertips have hit that 20-goal mark already this season. They have been great offensively, putting a ton of shots on goal. And keep in mind, Everett is where Carter Hart is. So they're getting the goals, and you know they have the goaltending.
Dustin Wolf has filled in admirably whenever Carter Hart's been gone, and Dennis Williams in his first year as the head coach of Everett has his team rolling.
Valeno centered it, got it to Nico Gross, and his slap shot is caught by Kevin Mandalese.
We want to get back to Evan Bouchard of the London Knights, and here's a sampling of what he's able to do. Great IQ here, reads the play, supports the rush, puck gets back to him as the trailer. Here, I don't think I have many options. Wait a sec, I do have a plan. Here's this pass to Max Jones, a flip pass right up the middle of the ice.
Right off the face-off, Gross gets another scoring chance. It's caught again by Mandalese. Gross with 4 goals this year for Oshawa.
You look at Daniel Briere and a couple of other guys. Greg Watson, formerly the Peterborough Petes, Blake Como in the NHL, Gilbert Brulé, all with 4 points. I don't know. I think Bouchard is probably aware of that, and maybe he gets the opportunity to set the benchmark.
He is a bright young man. Had to miss a London Knights game on Tuesday. Had a chance to talk to him, and I said, "How you doing?" That's the first thing he said. "Oh, I'm missing the game. I got to have a practice."
He's been a real treat to watch here, and a high riser in terms of NHL Central Scout.
Noel from his knees with that long reach kept the puck in the possession of Timor. They've got a big hill to climb in the 3rd period, down 7-2. Aiden Dudas, number 18 for Team Cherry. He's had a great game, couple of goals. 13 players have points for Team Cherry. Svechnikov trying to do his thing. Just missed. Looked good getting to the front of the net, though. Ryan Merkley weaves his way to the line, but that was Svechnikov who reached in and knocked it off his stick.
Smart, simple play. Turned around, knew where the puck was going, chipped it out of reach.
Joe Valeno at the start of this period had all 5 of his line mates, including the 2 defensemen, out there, and he was telling everybody what was going to happen. He was directing traffic. He wears the C for Team Cherry, but that's another thing scouts are probably looking for, that leadership and able to tell your peers where to go on a certain play.
He played that well as the captain for Canada's Ivan Halinka team that won gold this past August, so it's a role he's starting to really become accustomed to.
Dmitry Zavgorodny, one of 5 Russians in the game. Got it to Berzan, but he couldn't get to the front of the net. That's Sandin against Berzan, and Rasmus Sandin, the import from Sweden, Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound, not the biggest player, but he's not afraid to throw those hits when he gets the chance. Florchuk sends it up to Kotkov. There's Kevin Ball. Liam Foudy. What great speed he's got. Tries to cut to the net, and there's Sandin knocking him down, and the net comes off. Sandin is up, and now Liam Foudy's up too, so that's good.
Talk about Joe Valeno, the only player in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League to be granted exceptional status. Look at this list. John Tavares, Aaron Ekblad, Connor McDavid, Sean Day went in the 3rd round to the New York Rangers, still playing here with the Kingston Frontenacs, and of course Valeno, and there's Valeno holding court on the blue line before the opening puck drop here in the 3rd period.
A real leader. We've got to see Joe grow over the years, even on that President Cup winning team in St. John last year. It was such a veteran team. He let a lot of the veteran guys do the talking, and now this year he's really taken that next step in maturity.
I think that was his coming out party, RJ. He played in every situation there for Danny Flynn. He skated well, he was in the forecheck, and he was a threat when he had the puck.
Ty Smith. Cross-ice pass, tried to get it to McDonald, and Ty Dellandrea has intercepted it. He's set a record in this game already. 2 goals in 20 seconds. Couldn't get the hat trick that time. McDonald drops it off for Drew. He goes over to Fonstad and he scores. Cole Fonstad of the Prince Albert Raiders gets one back for Timor here in the third.
Well, Dellandrea, that's his personality, and so when he goes down on the 2-on-1 for Team Cherry and is looking to be pass first, the play gets broken up. It's turned back quickly up ice by Team Orr. And down the ice it comes. It's a simple drop pass, and then the trailer on the play is Cole Fonstad. 47 points, point per game pace for the Prince Albert Raiders in the Western Hockey League. And he's a fascinating story in that he's never really represented Canada. He's been under the radar wherever he's gone. Yet you look at his numbers this year, he's been dynamite for Prince Albert. Mark Hapshot.
Only 10 players here are a point per game, so he's one of the minority, but in the spot you want to be in. Also only has 4 penalty minutes this year.
Yeah, playing in that tough division. I mean, think that he's a point per game playing against the Reginas, the Moose Jaws, the Swift Currents, just about every night. What a tough task, and he has answered the call all season long.
Barrett Hayton, Alan McShane, they were battling for the puck. Addison leaves it for Sutter. Isaac to Nizhnikov. He had both Merkley and Zadina right there, so he was forced to dump the puck in. McShane chases after it. Svechnikov is back on the ice. Does not have a point in this game. 12:56 to go in the third period, and Don Cherry has his team in the driver's seat. Team Cherry leading here in Guelph at the Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game. If you go to sportsnet.ca, you can see Sam's rankings, you can see Jeff Merrick's rankings. We're lucky enough we get to travel around and see most of these players. What have you thought so far? Who stood out to you?
Well, it's been really neat for me to watch some of the injury replacement guys. Giovanni Vellotti of the Kitchener Rangers, he's been really good in this game. And how about Aiden Dudas of the Owen Sound Attack? You know, just sitting in class there Tuesday, gets the call, walks out of class, gets over to Guelph, and he's had a 2-goal game, and he's looked impressive just about every shift.
Sandin gets it over to Aiden Dudas. Right after Sam talks about him, he's out there and he's dumped it in. Forche quickly on it. He's sandwiched over there by Xavier Bernard and Andrei Svechnikov. And Svechnikov skating well. Tried to come in. A good defensive play by Sandin. Knocked it off his stick. Now it's over to an open side, and Evan Bouchard. Just a little too far for Dudas to track down. Kevin Ball, biggest player in this particular game. Ryan McLeod takes his time coming in over the line, drops it off for Svechnikov, and his shot is off Xavier Bouchard's leg and goes out of play.
Well, Giovanni Vellotti, we talked about him being a replacement player for Alexander Alexiev of the Red Deer Rebels, and condolences to the Alexiev family. The highly touted prospect lost his mother on Monday in Russia at just 43 years old. We just want to send our condolences to the Red Deer Rebels, to especially Alexander Alexiev in this difficult time.
Absolutely. Liam Fuda, he's been skating well. He's another player who was added late, and with that great speed, and when the scouts and general managers look at the testing, he was off the charts, but not a surprise with the athletic family he comes from. He's noticeable when he's out there. He's created a lot with his speed, and he has the puck now. Back to the blue line. Smith, a shot that was deflected, but a good save by Ingham. Puck dug out by Burzan. Fired right back in. Let the forwards do some work. Noah Dobson along the boards. Acadie Bathurst Teton there in the mix in the QMJHL. A lot of good teams in the Q this year. That'll be some tough playoffs ahead in the next couple of months.
Mooski, Drummondville, Blainville, Halifax, the list goes on in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
Kurashev tries to squeeze past Smith, can't do it. Luca Burzan, lone BC representative here from Surrey. Dellandrea lost an edge. And the 53, Dellandrea took it away from the 53, Dodson, and came in, tried for the hat trick. He put the backhand up a little bit too high.
There'll be some Flint Firebirds here in town in Guelph as they take on the Storm tomorrow, and they'll be watching their teammate Ty Dellandrea as well as his dad Jay, who had to drive and meet Dominic Henning from the Firebirds just to get his jersey. They forgot to pack his jersey, so his dad drove 3 hours down to Port Huron, 3 hours back, arrived back at 2:30 in the morning with the jersey, his team jersey, and I know that's one here, the red one for Team Cherry, that he'll be keeping and remembering some pretty good things from this game.
Ty Dellandrea, a special young man, always smiling, happy. Ryan Merkley tried to center it. That didn't work out. Gross sends it right back in. Hillis over to Dellandrea. Merkley snaps it to the front of the net. Here's Hillis. And he put it off the side of the net. There's some Guelph Storm chemistry there. Merkley knew Hillis was hovering around and got it down to him, and he just missed.
Yeah, that was with full intent, no doubt. When you thought it might be a bad shot that was wide, it was indeed a pass.
Addison straight up the middle. It's hauled in by McDonald. Fonstad, McDonald to the front of the net, and Fonstad got another chance, but too much traffic there to get a real good opportunity. Hayton, Dellandrea. Here's Merkley right down the middle, and he's stopped by Kevin Mendelese. Merkley right down Main Street, but the score remains 7-3 for Team Cherry. It's the Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game.
Number 14 is Andrei Svechnikov, the top-rated player by National Hockey League Central Scouting coming into this. His brother Yevgeny played in this game a few years back, and you look at him being second among CHL rookies with 1.33 points per game. I look at Jakub Voracek as a comparable, a guy who can play it anyway, who's equally as good at passing the puck as he is shooting the puck. And because of his size, when it gets going, he still has no trouble working through that. Also a guy who likes to play on the off wing, the same as Voracek.
Just under 10 minutes to go here in Guelph. Sandin spots Sokolov, drops it off for Bouchard, and it's Evan Bouchard who slaps it into the Timor end. Zadina lets it go for Igor Sokolov. Leaves it in the corner for Zadina. Now back to Sokolov. Sokolov guards the puck. Barrett Hayton has a turn. That's off a stick. Zadina jumps, knocks it down, and it stays with Team Cherry. Hayton right along the blue line. Kept it onside. Bouchard tried to fire a shot to the front, hoping for a deflection to hit Sokolov in the ankle. Sandin, he'll lead the rush now for Team Cherry. Down to the corner, sets up Zadina, and that's a big save for Mendelese. Zadina in a great spot to get the hat trick, but he can't solve the Screaming Eagle goaltender.
And those two see a lot of each other playing in the Maritimes division of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And here's Zadina waiting for traffic to pass him by. Now I'm going to get into good position, as a good goal scorer does. Gets it to the front of the net. That release is simply deadly. Mendelese with a good stop.
Alex Gravel, the goaltender for the Halifax Mooseheads, told a story about Nico Hischier last year. He thought he was going low blocker in one practice, so he committed, and Hischier wound up going high glove. So he was nowhere near his net. So from then on, he was not impressed when Hischier would come in, because he kind of had his number. He said Zadina's similar. He's got that real creative release.
Just would never know where it's going to come off the blade. And with it being as quick as it is, it gives the goaltender even less time to react. So what do? You commit early. That's what you have to do against those good shooters.
Dudas, he and Smith battle for the puck. Burzan comes up with it for Timor. The Brandon Wheat kick. Tried to cut to the front of the net. He's got it again. The defense got a quick change in, but it's knocked off Berzan's stick, so he goes to center to fetch it. Everybody's back on side, and Berzan tried to get through everybody. Joe Valeno. He stopped him. A bank pass. Merkley over to Kotkov. Low shot, and Mendelese calmly kicks that aside. Right back to the blue line. Kurashev comes in. There's a backhand, and Kevin Mendelese has been busy and very good for Timor.
Boy, Ryan Merkley is so gifted, and when you think there's a nothing play here as he's coming up the middle of the ice, he surprises you with a perfect bank pass. Look at this. He recognizes there that Kotkov is coming. Kotkov does a great job as a right shot going towards the boards along a straight line, and Merkley banked it perfectly to him.
Shots are 39-21, almost double for Team Cherry, so the Timor goalies have been busy. Dmitry Zavgorodny. Armuski Oceanic couldn't get that through. Florchuk chips it out for Team Cherry. Fuda with Zavgorodny. He reverses it back to McIsaac. Now it's Kalen Addison. Akil Thomas steps in to intercept that pass, but he's by himself. Thomas keeps possession. Now everybody's caught up. They're in position. Merkley whips it over. Dellandrea fires it to the corner. That took a healthy hop. Thomas was going to the front of the net. He's second on the Ice Dogs in Niagara in scoring. Gross to Thomas. Back to Gross. Slap shot all the way down to Mendelese, and he gets the whistle. Made sure there wasn't going to be a rebound for Ty Dellandrea.
Now you look at Liam Fuda, an interesting story as an injury replacement for Milos Roman of the Vancouver Giants. And a guy who comes from some pretty good athletic genes. His dad, Sean, played 6 years in the CFL, and his mother, France Garreau, is a former Olympic silver medalist back in 1984 with Canada's relay team, and that's probably why he tested so well. Great athlete.
Pretty good track star in his own right. Dellandrea, 2 goals. Can he get the hat trick? He gets right in. Mendelese, he's stopping Team Cherry time and time again. There's Kevin Ball. He was strong, knocking Thomas off the puck. Dellandrea gets upended. There's Ball again. Muscles Hillis away. Let Fonstad make the play, but Timor was offside.
The Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Lennox, official heating and cooling partner of the CHL.
Guelph, the site. Don Cherry likes what he sees when he looks up at the score clock. What a coaching job tonight.
Pretty funny. He talked about being in Halifax when Nathan McKinnon was there. We were there maybe 5 years ago for this game, and he said, I looked up and all the defensemen, everybody was huge, and now I look down and see a bunch of smaller guys, and that's just how much the game's changed over a 5-year period.
In that game, if memory serves, in Halifax, there were 3 fights. For sure 2, maybe 3. And things have changed. Most penalty minutes, 69. That's Cole Grew. Kevin Ball has 65, but Cole Fonstad, for example, has got 4 penalty minutes. It's changed. In the Ontario Hockey League, you get 3 fights and then you start getting suspended.
Yeah, it has changed for sure. I remember that game. Laurent Dauphin as an injury replacement with the game winner.
I think Curtis Lazar fought Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
Kirby Reichel and Ryan Hartman.
A couple of feisty guys. Hartman's made quite a name for himself in Chicago. First-round pick.
Puck stolen by McShane. He comes right in, and Ingham turns him aside. McShane, another shot. There's another save for Ingham, and he knocks this one out of play. Just under 5 minutes to go here in Guelph, and Team Cherry getting closer to the win. The Red Hot Player of the Game is brought to you by Lennox, official heating and cooling partner of the CHL. And the Red Hot Player of the Game, Sam, is wearing red.
He sure is, and that's Evan Bouchard of the London Knights. 4 assists in this game, 5 shots on goal. He's a +2. And to continue to get himself in the score sheet, yeah, he's got a penalty to go along with it as well. But he's got a unique ability to be able to get shots through from the point, and it's a lot heavier than you would expect it based on his cerebral windup. And it's been a record-breaking night, or at least record-tying night in a couple of instances. As you see, Bouchard with his 4 points, fastest 3 goals scored, and a $1.07 by Team Cherry back in the first period. And Ty Dellandrea needed just 20 seconds to score twice back in that first.
Right off the face-off, Aiden Dudas streaking ahead. He's got 2 goals in the game. Big scrum in the crease. Mandalese prevented Fortier from getting to that puck. He had to play a little defense there, too.
2 super speedy guys in Fortier and Dudas.
Dudas has it again. Addison. He's got Fortier right on his heels, but he made a good pass ahead to Svechnikov. Noel goes to the front of the net. Svechnikov tried to chip it and catch up to it himself, but it was out of a good spot to shoot by the time he got to it. McLeod, not known for his long stick, but that was a good reach. Good with the puck. McLeod back to the line, but the shot misses the net. Rico Gross chips it up to Dudas. Long reach. Kevin Ball has one of those too. And the 67's defenseman knocked the puck away at center ice. He's got it again. Ball with a couple of points. That pass took a funny hop, and it found Joe Valeno right in front of the net, but he was in pretty tight and could not score on Kevin Mandalese.
Joe Valeno in an interesting scenario in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, where he was got out that he was traded to Drummondville, but because of the trading period, he wasn't allowed to be announced. So he wanted to hang out in St. John. It was very difficult for him to leave. That's the place that drafted him, brought him into the league, won a President Cup with, and finally, when the trading period opened, moved on to Drummondville, had 10 assists in his first 5 games, and now has added a couple of goals to that.
He's so respectful. He's from Kirkland, Quebec, but he said St. John is home, and he will always go back. He's really close with his billet family. Ty Smith, Noah Dobson. Long shot. Hey, look who's got it. It's Ingham. It's in his glove. Somehow he spotted that puck and caught it.
Well, that's what, when you're scouting a goaltender, you talk about puck tracking, and that's exactly what Ingham was able to do. That nice, shiny silver mask. He gets down on his knees, and he's bobbing his head left and right to be able to see this puck. You see him trying to look around legs. Now in good position. The puck ends up right in his glove, and he snaps it close.
Fudi had the puck rolling, so he couldn't get a good shot. Gets it, knocks it in deep, and there's a goal. Dmitry Zavgorodny got it right in front of the net, and Team Orr keeps chipping away at this lead.
Pretty difficult to stop anyone when they're in that tight, but Ingham got caught way deep in his crease, and that left a whole lot of room on that glove side for Zavgorodny. Pokes the puck away into what he thinks is going to be out of danger, and Team Orr is able to keep this puck alive. Berzan with a good job using his body to shield the puck and then backhanding it out to the front of the net for Zavgorodny to bang it home.
Second goal of the third period for Team Orr. Just over 3 minutes to go. Cole Fonstad and Dmitry Zavgorodny have the goals for Team Orr in this period. Galen Addison, he was able to settle down the puck with his hand. Gross takes a peek over his shoulder. Bo Grew was right there. Here's Addison. He wanted to head into Team Cherry's end, couldn't though. Teammates were onside. They are now. Fonstad's shot, and Ingham makes the save and covers it up before that swarm of Orr players got down there.
The 2015 WHL Bantam draft, Cole Fonstad goes in the first round there, and of that draft class, it's he and Kalen Addison leading the way with 47 points. And for Fonstad, his 47 points have come in 47 Prince Albert games. The Raiders in that tough East Division trying to battle to get into a playoff spot.
Puck slapped down the ice by Team Cherry. The net is empty for Team Orr. So the extra attacker's out there. Eric Lindros said this morning he wants to win. Oh, this isn't in a good spot for Team Orr. They're passing it around Team Cherry, trying to get it in that open net. The target is number 18, Aiden Dudas. He's got the 2 goals. They're trying to get it to him, but now he's pinned up against the boards, but doing a great job keeping the puck down there, even though Team Orr's the team with the extra attacker. Another intangible little play by Aiden Dudas. Scouts are going to like that too. And he zips over there again, and the puck's right under him. He gets back up, he has it in his skates, chops it loose. He might get a shot. Ball had to dive to prevent that from getting to the net. Svechnikov, he can't go anywhere, and the puck stays deep in Timor's end.
The ball had enough of that. Just cross-checked Dudas to the ice. But beat it, young man.
Liam Fuda, he's checked immediately by Sandin, and he'll shoot at the empty net. Missed it. Noah Dobson. He got it up ahead, and here's Fuda. He has an assist in the game. Noel's pass. That was Joe Valeno who dove, got his stick on it, and now it's Vladislav Kotkov going for the empty net. He can't hit it either. 7-4 for Team Cherry. They've spent a lot of time in Timor's end since the goalie's been pulled. Obviously haven't hit the net yet. Sent down to the corner. Here's Dobson. Makes a spin move. Gets away from Kotkov. And he skates past Florchuk. But Florchuk tracks him down. Kurashev, he'll have to wait. Sandin, he wants that empty net goal. Wants another one down there. Not enough on it to get down to the goal. Ty Smith. He had trouble getting away from Florchuk. Timor, can they get set up now? There's Groove. A shot that's off the stick of Ingham and goes out of play with 33 seconds to go.
Well, it's funny. I remember this guy as a kid coming to the rink and doing games in Gatineau, and his father Ben was the head coach of the Olympics for such a long time there. The 2008 MasterCard Memorial Cup. Said he used to spend a lot of time on the ice after practices with Claude Giroux and Paul Byron, a dynamic duo from that 08 team.
Couple pretty good guys. Zavgarodny to Onstad. Shot went up high. Burzan, he's got an assist. Grew moves it back to McIsaac. Timor's set up now, but there's just not going to be enough time to get much done. That's off the glass up high. McIsaac holds it in at the line. Under 10 seconds to go. Xavier Bouchard sends it down the ice. This won't be enough for icing. Delandria's got 2 goals. He set a record with those 2 quick goals, but he can't get the hat trick. It is a win for Don Cherry. 7-4. They had a slow first half period, but that's about it. They were great after that.
And we got a little bit of the expected. Philip Zadina with a couple of goals. A little bit of the unexpected. Aiden Dudas with a couple of goals, and an all-around team effort for Team Cherry.
13 players on Team Cherry registered a point. So Don Cherry motivated his 20 players wearing the red sweaters. And Team Cherry wins the 2018 Sherwin-Williams CHL NHL Top Prospects Game from here in Guelph. Sportsnet Central with Ivanka Osman is next.
Team Cherry came out firing from the top and never let up. Hey everyone, welcome to Sportsnet Central. I'm Ivanka Osmak. So glad you could join us. The condensed version of Sportsnet Central tonight, because we've got more hockey coming up at the top of the clock. We're going to go to Vancouver, where the Sabres are visiting the Canucks. As well, the Islanders are in Vegas. So again, we'll have about a 20-minute show, get you caught up. A very busy night in the NHL with 15 games, including the Leafs in Dallas. But for now, let's go back to Guelph. I'm flying solo, but Jeff Merrick is in good company, of course, with Colby Armstrong and Todd Warner. Gentlemen.
Ivanka, thanks very much. Tell Ken Reed to get better soon. Colby Armstrong, Todd Warner, as you mentioned, Jeff Merrick here. Todd, let's start by talking about defensemen. You know, in this year's NHL Draft, we may see as many as 15 defensemen get selected in the first round. We saw a bunch of high-end prospects this evening. What can you tell us about Evan Bouchard, ties the record, 4 points, and also Nick Merkley of the hometown Guelph Storm?
I thought they were both really good tonight, and I thought Merkley playing on home ice was exceptional. He could have had 4 or 5 assists. He made some really slick passes and plays, handling the puck, head up, rounding the net, making plays to players who maybe weren't ready for the pass. And for me, 11 seconds at one point, he had the puck on his blade and just so aware and so calm and cool with the puck. And here he's fake like he's going to pass, takes the net, swings right up into his own position again. And And watch this play. He spins back, starts to take away ice, and then he sizes up his winger cut to the middle of the ice and just throws a saucer pass to space. And that's an incredible play. He does it later to Hillis backdoor, who's just getting in position. So, I mean, that's an incredible awareness by a small forward and jumping into play. Just one assist on the night, but made some really incredible plays, and we've seen it from him in the past. And Bouchard, steady as she goes. You know, first in defenseman and shots on net. He was putting pucks on net all night tonight, and quick up passes, aware, cool as a cucumber, in a rocking chair back there on the defense for the Cherries team, and 4 assists, lots of time with the puck on his stick, and I thought he was exceptional tonight, maybe the best defenseman on the ice. And Merkley on home ice as well, made some really slick plays and had a good game.
Evan Bouchard, the captain of the London Knights, so leadership qualities are there. We have him in our top 10 in our Sportsnet prospect rankings at sportsnet.ca. And Colby, always curious about the players that are the late additions. That is not Filip Zadina. We'll get to him. But tell us about Aiden Dudas of the Owenstown Attack. Big game for that young man.
Yeah, huge game. And you talk about an opportunity for someone that gets to come into a game on injury replacement, and you look at where he's ranked. 131st ranked North American skater, Jeff. He's 5'8", smaller player. We're getting kind of used to this. But he comes in, a player that's fast, smart, skilled, tenacious. He's got some hands. He was creating all night. And guess what? All the guys with the dark jackets and the clipboards were watching this guy tonight. And then on
the scouts you're talking about.
Yeah, the scout fit. Yeah, these are the scouts. And then Filip Zadina, obviously, we had a lot of talk about him tonight. He led this game with 7 shots on goal. From what I see, he just catches your eye immediately. He's elusive. He's able to get that shot off, attacking in like that. He comes off the wall and loves to cut in. A couple goals tonight for him, and he was all over the ice. You know, we saw him at the World Juniors. We saw what he could do. 7 goals. Talked to his coach, Jim Midgley, also. It's told me no one likes to score more than Filip Zadina, and we got a show from him tonight. He dominated.
Well, you're right about the World Juniors. 7 goals for Team Czech Republic. People compare him to David Pasternak of the Boston Bruins. That's the type of release this young man has. We have him in at number 3 right now, and you know, a game like this can't help but solidify what scouts now believe about Filip Zadina. Going into the World Juniors, many had him in his top 10, few had him inside the top 5, but after tonight's performance, coupled with, coming back from the World Juniors, lighting it up, he's under suspension right now in Halifax, so you'll like that, but there's no doubt that Filip Zadina is probably a top 3 prospect, Todd.
It reminds me a little bit of last year with Hischier and Patrick, and we sat here at this game and we thought Hischier for us, as former players, was doing some things on the ice that are pretty special. And we said the same thing tonight about Zadina. Nifty with the puck, creative, gets to space, gets his shot off. Lots to like. A guy that can score at the next level.
Yeah, and I look at this game, and you asked me at the start of the game, what can this game do for somebody?
Yeah.
And I kind of think, it's just one game. I say that, but then the game ends, and I go, wow, some of these guys really took a step forward, or really, planted themselves ahead of other guys, maybe.
You know what? And maybe one of those players is Ty Dellandrea of the Flint Firebirds of the OHL. 2 goals, 20 seconds apart in the first period, guys. He was outstanding all night, and he does it all with the 3 days we've been here. We haven't seen him without a smile on his face.
I think that's when the game got away from Timor. Those 2 goals in 20 seconds in the first period. And Dellandrea, a shooter, a pure shooter, and a guy who was strong on the puck. Went to the Flint Firebirds when there was turmoil and ownership issues and lots of things. And you said it, Jeff, Mr. Personality, great attitude. Here he tips a puck 20 seconds later for 2-in-1 shift, and that's really when the game got away from Timor.
Yeah, a nice skater, but really good around the net. A guy that's, willing to go to those tough areas. So we saw that tonight. We saw his skill, we saw his skating. We got to see his smile a little bit off the ice. Great kid.
He is one of those all-in kids as well, and he grew up playing the All-Canadian Dream, the backyard rink his father built in Toronto. Ivanka, back to you and all the heavy lifting solo.